Thank you so much for the excitement and for the response. Very energetic and very exciting. My very dear friend and former colleague and your principal, Dr. M.H.Shah, Dr. Shafiq, he too had been my colleague and a very trusted lieutenant when he was at Punch. And the faculty members, Prof is one of the senior faculty members here. Professors from various departments, NCC cadets, NSS volunteers, and my very dear students. It's always a pleasure to talk to the younger people. It's always quite interesting to talk to the people, especially when you are in Mandar, because the people of Mandar are, very promising, and they have got, a very special forward-looking approach, and they always look forward to grab the opportunities in relation to the success. They always try to put themselves in a better perspective. So when we get the opportunity to share the thoughts with them, ideas with them, it's always very nice because it is just a two-way interaction. On one side things are being communicated and on the other side they are being accepted, evaluated, analyzed, and after due process of observance, analysis, and then keeping all that in the mind for use in the rest of the life. So this is a process that actually we find here in Mandar, especially a very strong bond that develops between the communicator and the listeners. My pleasure to be here with you this morning, and pleasure also on the important note that we'll be talking about something that pertains to everybody in this world, and that pertains to our success, that pertains to your success. So therefore, when we talk about that particular issue, when we concentrate on that, when we look forward to that, we definitely move one step ahead of the rest of the people, those who don't think on that line, those who don't focus on that particular issue. As already pointed out by your learned professor, that today we'll be sharing our ideas on a very important point that pertains to personality development and then the communication skills. I believe each one of you has a perception about personality, because whenever you think either about yourself or about the rest of the people, you talk or you think in terms of the personality, in terms of his personality. But most of the people, they actually look forward to only the exterior component, only the appearance of that individual in terms of what he is wearing, in terms of how he dressed up, and only how he acts or how he reacts. But actually, when we go for a deeper understanding of the word personality and personality development, it actually covers three important areas. And the first one is thinking. The second one is behaving. And the third one is communicating. When all the three things are put together, it covers the entire paraphernalia that you call, or it covers the entire gamut of the personality of an individual. So the first thing is the first component is thinking. Because if you just look forward to an individual, to a man, to a woman, you just think in terms of what he is. He is not only a combination, a blend of bones and flesh. He is basically a living model of mankind. Every individual is a living model of mankind. And that model becomes more impressive when he or she looks forward to the first component, that is thinking. How he thinks and how he perceives himself as an individual in the civil society, how he perceives the rest of the people, how he thinks about what he has to do, and when he thinks, why has he been sent in this world, what is the purpose behind his birth in this world. When he tries to think on these parameters, that actually starts covering a journey towards the process of personality development. Now when we evaluate ourselves, normally we don't do it because of the reason that we don't have that kind of atmosphere where the people talk to us on these issues. Because when we go back, nobody talks about personality, nobody talks about communication skills, because there is no system as such in place back at home and in the civil society or wherever we are. So therefore, it becomes imperative to learn it from some source, whatever source it may be, whether your teachers, your books, and your internet, whatever it may be, because it covers an important area of your life. So when we talk about this particular issue in relation to personality development, we have to first of all look forward to the first most important component, and that is the thinking. Because your thought process actually is there to give direction to the activities that you carry out. This is going to determine the kind of behavior that you are going to develop with yourself, with your own self, with the rest of the people, with your colleagues, with your peers in the system, wherever you are studying, wherever you are working, and whatever you are doing in life. So thinking basically is categorized in two components. One is the positive thinking and the other one is the negative thinking. You have many people, when you talk to them, they say, it's not possible, ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. When you talk to them, they say, ये बंदा ठीक नहीं है. When you say that ये book है, no, this author is not good, that book is not good, my teacher is not good, morning is not good, evening is not good, the place where I am born is not good, my parents are very poor, they are not good, my friends, my acquaintances, and the people in my village, they are very bad. When I travel in the bus or in the vehicle or any other, the people, those around me, they are not good. This is the thinking, this is the negative thinking, because we put our eyes only in the negative area, the negative side of what is happening with us around in the world. And as a result of that, a kind of depression starts, invading our thought faculties, our thinking. When we say that, okay, when the entire world is negative, entire world is bad, how can we survive in that? This is how the people with negative perception, negative thought, they actually comprehend the things. And on the other side, we have got the positive thinking. Positive thinking actually is the strong motivational factor in one's life. Because he starts from himself. He says gratitude, you call that attitude of gratitude. He says, I'm thankful to God. I've been sent in this world. I'm thankful to my parents because I am in the world because of my parents. I'm so happy that I have got my brothers, I have got my sisters. I'm so happy, I'm so lucky that I've got good friends. I'm so lucky that I've got a college to work, to learn the things. I've got a place where I'm living. Morning is good, evening is good, the people are good, the books are good, because I am shaping my personality through interaction with all these things. So you have got, it's your choice whether you develop the negative thinking or you develop the positive thinking. But this is going to have a deeper impact on your personality, on the development of your personality. Because if you live with the negative thoughts, you will find negativity in everything. But if you live with the positive thoughts, you are going to live with the positive approach, positive ideas, positive thinking, and positivity you will find in everything that is there around you. And an important parameter is that the achievements in life are made because of the positive thinking. Because you go for an adventure with a positive feeling, yes, I can do it. And if, for example, I fall prey to some kind of downfall, my friends are there, my parents are there, my teachers are there. I have got the people around me who will pick me up if at all I stumble on something. I'll be saved by the people. This is a positive thinking. So I go ahead towards better delivery of things in life. So therefore, if we want to develop our personality, the first thing that we have to develop in ourselves is the positive thinking. And the second one, as I have already told you, is behaving. You might have seen different category of people. Some of the people, they always seem to be angry. They reflect that anger from their faces. When you talk to them, they'll be always in high energy. They won't be cool. They'll be very uneasy. On the other side, the second category of people is they'll be with a cheerful face. So first impact, the magnetic impact that you are going to create on the people is by just your appearance. If you have got the anger on your face, the people would turn their faces away from you. But if you keep that smile on your face, okay, but smile will be based on the positive thinking. Because when you look forward to the plenty of things that you have, you are in the world better than the rest of the people. You are wearing dresses. There are millions of people who are without dresses. You stay in a home, you find that millions of people are there without home. And when you come to the college, to other places where you work, and you wear a shoe, good shoe, worth a few thousand rupees, you definitely feel, and you should feel, that you have got a better opportunity. You are a better person than millions of the people, those who don't possess all these things. And this kind of feeling will develop some positivity in you. So now when you use this positivity while behaving with the rest of the people, keeping that smile on your face when you talk to the people, that will have a magnetic impact and will generate a positivity in the person with whom you are going to interact. And his faculty, unconsciously looking at your smile, he too will bring not 100%, but majority of the people with whom you are going to interact, they automatically bring smile on their face when you look at them with a smiling face. And when this is the beginning of the interaction, behaving is not only just smiling, it is how you project yourself, how you keep yourself composed in the difficult situations, and how do you behave with your friends, how do you behave with your teachers, how you behave with your family members back at home, how you behave with the people when you are traveling in a bus, how you behave with the people when there are crises around you or around them. This is a very strong factor that determines the kind of personality that you are going to develop. So therefore, behaving positively, behaving cordially with the people, behaving with a compassion with them, behaving with a concern for their well-being is certainly going to make you a positive personality with a strong impact on the people with whom you interact. So first thinking, second behaving, and third one is communicating. You know, that first impression that you make on the people that lasts for a couple of seconds is just by your appearance. Appearance in terms of the dress that you wear, in terms of, the body language that you project before them for a couple of seconds in the beginning, that will make an impression that will last for a few seconds or just a couple of minutes. But the everlasting impact on the people is made by your communication, which is basically the strongest factor in an individual's personality. If you look forward to the idea of communication, what is communication basically? Communication is, transferring your thoughts, the transference of knowledge, the transference of ideas, transference of thought process, and transference of emotions, transference of feelings from one individual to another individual. This is the communication. Now, it's not a simple process. It's a very complicated process in terms of its impact, because you can communicate it anywhere, in any way you like. That's your choice. Whether you are communicating quite ferociously with the rest of the people, or you are communicating cordially with them, with the before the listener, before the person with whom you interact. Then the third important component that actually should be kept in mind is your communication. And in communication, there are few factors that actually make this communication strong and impressive. The first one is to understand what is communication. Communication, as I have already pointed out, is the sharing of information. Is the style of, shifting the information from one source to another source. It means if the style that you use while communicating with the rest of the people is positive, is impressive, the person would develop a very strong feeling about you. He will consider you as a man with a very strong, personality, because your ideas are being, transferred to him. And the way you transfer the ideas, for example, when you go to somebody's house and he offers you a gift, you have got the apples worth 500 rupees per kg, and they are put in a sack, in a dirty sack, and they are handed over to you. When you are going to keep them back at home, एक छोटी सी बोरी में 500 रुपए किलो के हिसाब से खरीदे गए सेब आपको कोई तोहफे में देता है। आप जब घर आएंगे उस बोरी को आप कहाँ रखेंगे? कहीं बाहर साइड में किनारे पर रखेंगे ना? आप समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? उसको आप ड्राइंग रूम में लेकर के नहीं जाओगे। क्यों? अंदर को 500 रुपए किलो का साफ वाले सेब है, लेकिन जिस चीज में पैक किए गए हैं वो सही नहीं है, अच्छी नहीं है। एक आदमी आपको 200 रुपए किलो सेब खरीदता है, एक खूबसूरत सा एक डिब्बा लाता है और उस डिब्बे के अंदर उन 200 रुपए के हिसाब से खरीदे गए सेब को पैक करता है, आपको थमा देता है कि जनाब आप जा रहे हैं, बहुत शुक्रिया, आप तशरीफ लाए, आप वापसी पे ये हमारी तरफ से लेके चले जाइए। आप क्या करेंगे? उस डिब्बे को, गाड़ी जब आप पार्क करेंगे, पहले उस डिब्बे को निकालेंगे, उसको लेकर के आप ड्राइंग रूम में लेके जाएंगे और ड्राइंग रूम में जो सबसे सेंटर वाला टेबल है आप उसको उसके ऊपर रखोगे। Is that clear to you? Yes. What is the difference between the two? The difference is the content in the first was very costly, but the presentation was very poor. And in the second case, the content was cheaper, but the idea of presentation was quite superior. So therefore, the way you project your thoughts, your ideas, if you shape your ideas, pack them in a beautiful communication, the person will keep all those ideas in his heart. But if you have good ideas, projected in a poor manner, in a poor way, when he will leave your house, when he will leave that place where you are, wherever he interacts with you, when he moves away, he throws all those things there. But when he finds that the ideas have been shaped. Another example. We have two people, one A and B. A has got the clothes and he purchased them for few thousand rupees. कुछ मुद्दत पहनता रहा, उनको प्रेस नहीं किया, धोया नहीं, वो 5,000 4,000 रुपए का सूट था, वो पहन के आपके पास आ गया। एक दूसरा आदमी है, उसने 1,000-1,500 रुपए का सूट खरीदा, उसको धोया अच्छे से, प्रेस किया और कहीं जहां आपकी इंटरेक्शन हो रही है वहां आपके पास आ गया। आप किसको पसंद करेंगे? 15,000 वाले, 10,000 वाले सूट वाले को या 3,000 वाले को? 3,000। Why? Because उसने जो चीज उसके पास थी उसको अच्छे से तैयार किया और उसको यूज करके आपके सामने पेश किया। Is that clear? Let us come back to our communication. What is communication? Communication is the transfer of information, transfer of knowledge, transfer of emotions, transfer of feelings. And language actually is the dress that you apply on those thoughts, apply on those on the information, the dress that you apply on your feelings and emotions. आप किसी से दुख का इजहार करना चाहते हैं, क्या आप हंसते हंसते उसको दुख का इजहार करते हो कभी? आप जिस तरह का आप जब कोई किसी को मुबारक देनी होती है
अगर से कोई आपका रिश्तेदार बहन भाई कहीं सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है, अगर अंदर से जलन ही क्यों ना हो रही हो, फिर भी आप खुशी से जाते हैं, आपको बहुत मुबारक, ऐसे बोलते हैं, राइट? Now we have to understand why communication is important for ज्यादा टाइम तो ले लिया, थोड़ा सा वही है। Communication basically is the decoration that you make on your thought process, on your feelings, on your emotions. And when the thoughts, knowledge, emotions are decorated beautifully, they will be well taken by the audience, by the people with whom you interact. Is that clear to you? Yes. So, personality development, personality is the sum total, personality is everything that includes your style of thinking, then the style of behaving, and then the third one, that is communication. Now, in this communication, there is a word that we attach and it is called communication skill. But the question is, what is communication skill? Basically, एक दर्जी है, आपके आज़म साहब जो है वो कोई पौने 3 लाख रुपया तनख्वाह लेते हैं, ठीक है? मैं इसलिए नहीं बता रहा हूँ आप इनसे पैसे मांगे। अब ये पढ़े लिखे, ये PhD है zoology में। आप इनको बाजार जाइए, आप एक 10,000 का एक कपड़ा कटवा के लाइए, आज़म साहब को दे दीजिए कि साहब ये मुझे सूट बना के दे दे आप। आज़म साहब बना सकते हैं? एक दर्जी 10th पास है, मार्केट में बैठा हुआ है, आप वही सूट जो आज़म साहब PhD होने के बावजूद नहीं बना सके, आप उस दर्जी को दे दीजिए जो 10वीं पढ़ा हुआ है, कहेगा ठीक है जी आप रख जाइए, आपका नाप लेगा, वो कहेगा 3 दिन के बाद आइए आप सूट ले जाइए। आप सूट के मामले में दोनों में से एफिशिएंट कौन है, आज़म साहब या वो दर्जी? ये नहीं मारेंगे, आप सच बता दीजिए कौन एफिशिएंट है दोनों में से? Why? Because it is a skill on which that tailor has the mastery, but Azam Sahab, despite being PhD, has no mastery on that. This is called skill. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. And that skill can be acquired by anybody in this world. That's because that's a kind of a technique that you use. That's a kind of rehearsal that you go for in your life, and that's the kind of training that you use for yourself. Because ultimately it is the skill that comes in your hands. एक इंजेक्शन लगाना है, फॉर एग्जांपल सुई प्रिक करनी है, ठीक है ना, सीजन प्रिक करनी है, आप में से कोई लगा ये लोग बीमार आ गया, उसको आपको कोई बोलेगा कि साहब आप ये इंजेक्शन ले लीजिए और लगाइए, आप लगा दोगे इंजेक्शन? नहीं लगाओगे। आप बीए पढ़ रहे हैं, बीए थर्ड में होंगे, बीएससी कर रहे होंगे, लेकिन एक नर्सिंग ऑर्डिनरी जो 8वीं पास है वो आएगा, वो कहेगा सर आपसे हम बुलाइए, मैं लगाता हूँ। व्हाई? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? डिफरेंस इज वो स्किल उसके पास है, वो स्किल आपके पास नहीं है। Our point of interest is not this. Our point of interest is what is communication skill and how it relates to the personality development. Communication skill is the articulation of ideas, is the articulation of thoughts, is the mastery, is the command that you have on your communication, on the transfer of knowledge from one source to another source. So better command on that, better skill on that, impressive will be your personality. And here in communication skills, there are 2 components. One is communicating and the other is listening. And in communication, 2 things matter a lot. One, the choice of vocabulary that you use, and the second one, the articulation of that thought process coupled with the body language. For example, just I will show you an example. Body language that has a dominant impact on making you impressive as a communicator. And when you use your body language, for example, I am standing here before you, and I'm standing like this, the same person, you see, I'm standing like this, okay? I'm placing my hands, look at me, I'm placing my hands, 2 hands, my body structure, I'm placing my both hands like this, okay? I'm not going to change much, I'll just change the orientation of my hands. Look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm just changing it like this.
There are two persons.
मैं दिखाऊं आपको, मैं इधर आ जाता हूँ, शफीक साहब के आगे खड़ा होता हूँ.
What I am trying to tell you, एक ही आदमी, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ how body language makes the difference. This is what I am trying to tell you. एक ही आदमी, body language, but there are many things. We need time. अगली बार फिर कभी आएंगे. Definitely यहीं से हम जो आज छोड़ेंगे इसे आगे कंटिन्यू करेंगे. I am trying to tell you how the body language makes an impact. Okay? I am doing this thing. The same person. Okay? I am keeping my hands like this. Okay? One kind of perception that you make about me. Okay? The same person. Changing my hands. Okay? I have changed the orientation of my hands. Now, जो पहला बंदा था वो और अब ये वाला बंदा दिखने में दोनों एक जैसे लगते हैं क्या? मुझे बताइए. कोई डिफरेंस है? कौन बताएगा मुझे?
Yes.
पहले वाले बंदे में और दूसरे में क्या डिफरेंस है? कौन बताएगा? एक आदमी बता दीजिए.
पहला वाला बंदा स्ट्रिक्ट दिखता
पहला बंदा
है.
yes confidence.
age
Okay? When you look at him, जो पहले वाला है उसके बीच में कॉन्फिडेंस झलकता है ऐसे ना ऐसे पहले वाला बंदा. Is that clear to you? और दूसरे वाला बंदा ऐसे लगता है जैसे बीमार है, जैसे थका हुआ है, जैसे हारा हुआ है. तो आप समझ रहे हैं मेरी बात? आपने किया क्या? कुछ भी नहीं किया. वही एक ही बंदा है, सिर्फ उसमें भी कोई जरा चेंज नहीं की. ड्रेस वही, कपड़े वही, सब कुछ वही, खड़ा भी वही है. उसने सिर्फ अपने हाथों की डायरेक्शन चेंज कर दी. ये वाले रखे तो कॉन्फिडेंस, ये वाला ऐसे किया तो जैसे कमर में दर्द है इसको, जैसे कोई बीमार है, जैसे ठीक नहीं है. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
This is the impact of body language on your personality and on the communication skills. जब आप ऐसे खड़े होकर बात करेंगे, it will have one impact, और जब आप ऐसे बात करेंगे, तो it will have another impact. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So communication is the most instrumental factor in the development of personality, and in that the body language matters a lot. In the body language, I have already told you that how you use your body, because it is said that 70% of the communication is made through body language and 30% is made through verbal communication. Is that clear? So if we improve our body language, we will become more impressive communicators. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
And in the communication skills, I have already pointed out earlier that there are two components. One is communicating and another is listening.
Speaking and listening.
आजकल जब आप बात करते हैं, आपने देखा होगा कोई सुनना नहीं चाहता है, हर कोई बोलना चाहता है. जिसके पास भी कोई आइडियाज है, कोई कहानी है, कोई स्टोरी है, कोई किस्सा है, और हर कोई शेर है. शायद तो वैसे भी पकड़ लेते हैं, है ना? कहीं पे भी वो कहेंगे मेरे पास शेर है, सुन जाइए आप. अब हर कोई सुनाना चाहता है, और यहाँ पे we have started faltering as human beings because we don't listen, whereas listening is the more important communication skill than communicating. Is that clear to you? Yes, sir. Because जब कोई सुनेगा ही नहीं तो कोई बोलेगा कैसे? आज के डेट में उस आदमी को दुनिया बहुत पसंद करती है कि जो सुनता है. तो इसका मतलब ये हो गया कि listening skills are equally important as the communication skills. And in listening skills, आपको स्टाइल कम्युनिकेट करते समय कुछ ऐसे important points हैं जो आपको ज़हन में रखने हैं. For example, when you try to communicate, you have to look into the eyes of the listener when you communicate, and when you listen, you have to look at the person who is communicating with you. You have to shake your head in positivity. आप ऐसे करेंगे, it means no, you don't agree with the person. आप ऐसे अगर you keep shaking your head like this, if you keep moving your hands, yes, that's right, that's accurate, you are absolutely right, you have very good knowledge, you come up with these things, you have like this, and then the man who is communicating with you will find more and more interest in you. And when we ultimately sit alone and we put our